DJ House of Dance, Sound Kind is special. DJ House Paint, Sandokan Special.
LeBron Pub Radio. I want to thank all of you again to say thank you very much for joining us this evening. It's been a wonderful, wonderful time. We hope that we're all going to enjoy the time here this evening. Monday afternoon, safety, safety. Welcome, welcome. Safety, safety, folks. I'm not too sure if I'm still audible or not. We'll find out. Okay, welcome, folks. Just stay with us. We'll try to put ourselves together here on Monday afternoon. Holiday, Martin Luther King birthday. We say happy holiday to all of you, and how fitting it is that on the birthday of real giant, civil rights giant, and we here again to talk about things that affect all of us. We also want to say thanks to everyone, Liberians at home and abroad. We say thank you very much. You guys been doing a wonderful, wonderful job. We say thank you. These things are getting really interesting in Liberia. Comical, to be honest with you. However, things, but the point is, our people don't laugh about these kinds of stuff. They take it serious, and sometimes they go out of hand, people get hurt. And that's the only concern some of us have. What do you mean no sound? Are you still having no sound? I'm getting a sound in my ear. No sound, please. Let me know if there's no sound. Any sound, testing sound. Can you still hear me? No sound. No sound, they said. No sound. Why would there be no sound and then I'm having sound in my ear? I'm having sound. From my Facebook plug-in, I'm having sound. You guys are saying no sound? No sound. No sound. No sound. Are you there, sound? Any sound? No sound? No sound, please. Let me know. Then I can try to fix it as soon as possible if there's no sound. But I can hear myself. I can hear myself. So are you saying there's no sound still? Folks, let me know because I can hear myself. And I think I'm quite audible. See, I'm asking a question now. Sound testing. Sound. Okay. No complaint. That means we have sound. Okay, let's go on. Folks, as usual, we start our show with the president, showing the president of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. Weah. Folks, I hope I hope you guys getting the sound now. All right? Okay. I don't see Mr. So here. Madam Cry, are we getting sound if you're listening? Yes, you are. You are low. All right. Okay. If I'm low, all right. Let me see why am I still low? Speaking. Let's test something else. Samson to LeBron Public Radio. Okay, am I still low? I think I am. So why is that? Am I still low, folks? Samson to. I'm not too sure why. Okay, are we still low? I'm not too sure. Okay, all right. Well, I think just looking at my monitor here, I think I can tell that I'm a little bit low, but I think I'm audible enough. Okay, so can you hear me? Krayache, is more want to buy you got it. You got one just sound you on say quality then you can send the same Lucy out. Anyhow, Samson told LeBron folks. It's okay. Thank you. Okay, well, let me so on use game with. I'm not more threatening. Would the guys who are working on that? I'm not more threatening. Samson, I'm having fun, folks. I'm having fun. By the way, let me welcome all of you and say thank you very much for joining us on this wonderful Monday afternoon, folks. We're going to be having fun here, of course. And that is, let's put his name, President of the Republic of Liberia, duly elected. 61.5% of the Liberian electorate elected him to be our president. And so we're going to have to say thank you. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. That is Dr. Weah. And let's go ahead and play another video. And this video have to do with development, but from what we've been watching on Facebook. I love it when Liberians are behaving like that. There are some Liberians that are faulting the president for his developmental agenda. Too much road, they say. It's gonna be overwhelming tonight. To be honest with you, they are saying the president is concentrating too much on development in the country. Yeah, but maybe according to this story, maybe he's supposed to concentrate on killing people. My goodness, this country, Liberia, you guys cannot stop amazing me. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. People say I'm still low. I don't know what's going on with this low business here tonight. All right. Okay, I'm doing my best. Okay. But anyway, that is Dr. Weir. But I'm going to play you another video because I'm not in a camp of those who complaining too much development. If anything, I think too low, too little, not enough. We want more development, and to encourage the president to do more. I will continue to play this, and that's my part of trying to encourage the president to do more. So let's play this video. Samson told LeBron Public, you're doing too much road business. That's not good for the country. You're not doing good. Too much road. Dr. Weir is doing too much road. Morea Road, we talk about road to Grand Union County, Lofa County, all the other county over. You think most rather that's it? Morea Road, they ain't complaining. They even start building yet. Wait till they start building the hinterland. Then you can complain. Right now, don't complain yet. We're enjoying it. Let's play Dr. Weir and his role. This time, Dr. Weir during the election. Dr. Weir was walking in the mud, and I believe because of that experience, perhaps that informed him of a lot of things, specifically to do road connection in the country. Let's play this video, and then I'll come back to have fun with you as well.
Let's make sure you do that same thing for you can hold. Yeah, we won't hold the stage. No, I don't need show the road. I need my stick. What kind of junior not before? No, I beg you. Let's make sure you do that same thing for you can hold.
There you have it, folks. I'm doing my best here to try to see if I can put in more volume into this thing here. Just bear with me. We'll do our best, and if it's not tonight, maybe we'll get it next time. For some reason, I got some sort of a problem with my eyes here tonight. You play with a kite. If you can't hear that, don't worry. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful show, folks. Anyhow, That's the president of the Republic of Liberia. Now, on a very serious note, after talking to us now, seeing his demonstrating his ability to walk in the footsteps of his brothers and sisters, let's hear what he got to say about the role itself. Let's listen to Dr. Weir. This is a very interesting one here. Let's listen.
This is the right thing to do. Our country, it doesn't matter how many homes you got there, if no roads to connect, it's not completed. So I am happy with my road projects. From the capital to the hinterland, I will continue to believe in my road projects. Anyone that will come after me will find something else to do. But I think that Liberia, being the first African republic, also needs a road network. And this is what we're doing. You don't need to tell me that's my responsibility. I need to thank you for making me to serve the country. This is the right thing to do. Our country.
Thank you, folks. Samson told me to put the cow tail away. But anyway, I want to thank you very much. That's Dr. We are talking about the road. And one of the interesting statements he made was, you don't need to thank me. If anything, I should be able to thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve you and try to do these things for you. And that particular statement, if you really, really look at Dr. Weir, that's who he is. All the other stuff, if he's in a bubble and can't talk to people for a while, they don't want people coming around here, and the day he get out, and he say things that perhaps some of us not too comfortable with it. But when he's out of the bubble for a whole time, like the particular statement he made, the whole day he was out on inspecting. So by the time they got to this place, the bubble fatigue has wear out. He was back to himself. Now he ready to talk, and that's why he was. And as soon as they find, he ran away. They grab him, put him back in the bubble. That's why you can't hear him anymore. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. A very serious note, folks. I have two subject matter here tonight, and they are not they're not connected in a way. One of them is about an individual that some of us consider to be a decent person, a real good person. I don't know this person real well, except I met her here in Sacramento one time. And through the conversation, during our conversation, I could sense that she's not only beautiful, but that she's responsible, as young as she was at the time, that she's well grounded. And so when I saw the statement that came out of her recently, took me a little bit of a surprise, let's put it that way. Okay, and that's what I'm going to be addressing here. I'm not going to play video, because this is what I do with this video situation. The video that I play for you, most of the time I consider them not to be that much of a controversial type video. Those videos, most of the time, I try to edit as much as I can take out. If somebody calling someone names, and I know but the video is important, I try to edit that. Sometimes you'll find the video clipping might not be as the same as it is, as it appears on Facebook. Because I don't want anything coming out of this podcast to be presented as being negative to any individual, nor to the country either. And so there are certain videos that I will not play. I will talk about it, but I'm not going to play them. And late this afternoon, let me put this little fun over there. I was watching another video. You know, we peruse these Facebook pages because we want to know what other people are talking about. So we see what's happening and what have you, you know. And so I came up across this other video. I'm not going to say who. But the person was seriously angry. Angry with the president of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. Weir. Apparently, the person was not angry because the president is not doing what he or that group want the president to do. but that the fact that they are not being mentioned, they're not being given credit, and they're not being express gratitude towards them. Just like Custer did when he got here, telling certain people on his show, telling certain people, thank you, thank you, thank you. And they too, this particular video that I came across, this young man was very angry. Why they couldn't even, they were the one that were trying to put a monkey wrench into the protest, and we did this and we did. He named bunch of them. We did this and we did that. And nobody gave us any credit. Nobody even noticed us. None of you guys in the government notice us. You guys are just sinking. You don't know anything about politics. Oh, he went off on them, and I was laughing. You see. And let me be a little bit biblical, because I'm going to go biblical on you tonight. God does not like ugly. You can't preach about somebody's death and you expect to be promoted. God will not allow that. Simple. I'm leaving it as it is. I'm just giving it to you as it is. And so as a result, they were angry. Or he was angry. Okay, and I saw that video. But let me go back to my main topic here. I have two of them, I stay there. This one, the young lady, she's a representative. Let me pull her picture up immediately when I'm going to be talking about her. So, Representative Honorable Muna Youngblood, who is representative of District 9, she was not feeling well. And they went on for a while. And many, including me, were very concerned. And if we pray for her. Some part of late last year or something, she came back to Monrovia, but it didn't last. And she went, and people were concerned. Not once did I've been following COP. I may be happy I didn't hear it. Not once did I hear any member of COP saying something derogatory towards her, or something mentioning. The only thing that I read was that if she's not going to come back, then District 9 need to bring somebody that will represent them. Those are the statement that I was reading. Except everyone that talked about her is to pray, that I know of. I met her here in Sacramento some time ago. I think she was here for her cousin wedding. I'm not too sure what occasion it was. But I met her here, and I was told that she was a representative. Beautiful girl, like I said. And so at that time, I went to the place to help set up the tables and what have you. So at that time, I had my LPR T-shirt. Alfonso bought T-shirt for us, and we wear them. So I wore it. And once they said, "Oh, that's the representative," I said, "Oh, okay, maybe I can have an interview." She said, "Oh, no, I'm not here for press business. No, I'm here for my own personal thing." So I pressed something. Well, that's what I'm here to do. I said, "Okay." So I gave her the respect, because the young lady told me that's not what she wants to do. So I didn't push it. That was the only time that I met her. But I've been following her career, so to speak. I know that she's a representative, and she being another young lady. Those of us that have daughters, I've always wanted these ladies and young ladies that are involved in the Liberian politics to succeed, because that way it helps us, those of us from the countryside that don't intend to make this place life home. So if these people are successful, you can point out to your daughter who perhaps have a college degree and say, look at a young lady. She lives over there, nothing happening. Look what she's doing, helping people. By showing these examples, we help some of us that got these daughters that are still connected to us as African Liberians. And then the mom Liberian, the father Liberian, they talk about the dialect, they speak the dialect, they talk about the country every day when they go around friends in a Liberian gathering. It's all we talk about. So these young ladies themselves, our daughters and sons, they're very much, they know what's happening. Okay? They don't pay much attention to it, but they know what's happening. When you talk about Liberia, they say, yeah, I know about Liberia. My mom from Liberia, my father from Liberia, something like that. So with her being involved, I like to follow her, because I thought that she would be one of those that perhaps people can use in the future to say, look, tell my daughter, see, a smart lady, master degree just like you, but she ain't stay here for money. She went home to help. So you use her and many other young Liberians lady that are helping our brothers and sisters back home to recruit the upcoming young lady. And so I follow her career in representatives, and I never heard her saying some nasty thing like other representatives would do. If she did, I don't know. The only time that I saw her little bit showing some sort of an emotion in public was during the announcement when the election was over, when she was standing right there by the president-elect, and you saw you could see she wanted to hug the president, but apparently she realized, no, this is public. He's a president for everybody. I can't just rush to him like that, even if he's a friend. Okay, that was the only time that I saw her display emotion as such. So let's forward this thing here a little bit forward. So quite recently, like I said, she's been not feeling well. So she goes out of Liberia, and people pray for her. And she even stated that the reason why I don't want to play that video, and I'm not going to play that video, because I'm hoping and wishing that she will get back her true body. Because the body she has now, you can tell that she has gone through tremendous stress. Okay, and she'll come back. She'll come back. Look at how radiant she is right now. Look at the pictures over there. I mean, you see how beautiful she is. She's still beautiful. And don't get me wrong. Okay, but on the video that I saw, I was not quite happy. I understand it's a political season, but I thought with myself, after she made those statements about Dallas Dillon's and how she's back in Moserato County will not be of child play, that's politics. I understand that. But to call another individual, refer to that person as rodent, rat, and making yourself a cat that will eat rat. Having had the power of prayer on you to come out, and the first immediate serious public engagement is to degrade, I found that hard to believe. I'm not too sure what happened, whether she was so emotional, and the fact that people welcome her back in such a fashion, a huge number turned out. Perhaps the emotion got her, and because I've never known her to be such a fireburn, and maybe she had, maybe I've never seen that part. But to come out and make a statement like that, I was a little bit disappointed. Let's put it that way. Okay, well, not disappointed because I have no control over it, but I was not comfortable with it. Let's put it that way. Because that particular statement does not match her character from my perspective. And so to have a mismatch statement and character not matching is sometimes difficult for some of us to handle. And that's exactly what happened here. Okay? Fortunately for us, Armo Dillon's, on the other hand, I'm not too sure whether he have replied or not, but I've not seen anything negative from his side. In fact, those people that continue to post negative things about her continue to make reference to the fact that Armo Dillon has told his supporter nobody should respond in any kind of negative faction. So I'm hoping that brothers and sisters will listen. But what I thought would have happened when she got back, if she can hear, according to her, Honorable Dillon's making statement about Abu Kamar, that I'm paraphrasing it, that Dillon's and Abu are not in the same category, or they're not in the same class, or whatever you want to call it. If she can hear that, So I'm sure, most likely, she heard that her own little sister, Taylor Uri, almost got killed in the same political situation. That wasn't mentioned. That wasn't mentioned. I was hoping that she would have taken time, because if God bless you in this type of situation to be used to generate goodwill among people, among foe, among enemies, whatever you want to call them. And I thought she would have taken that route, because not only her family were praying for her, many Liberians, whether seditious or not, everyone were praying for her. Because remember now, when she got seriously ill, it was a time of the death of Ella Lawrence, the time of the death of Madame Doe, Sherry Doe, I think her name is the late senator. So those were people that were serving in the House and Senate. So for her to get ill or to get how do you call it, not feeling good, okay, it was a concern to many Liberians, especially the political junkie like myself, to say the population of Liberia. In fact, on top of that, there was another senator that also died from Cape Mount. So the point was, okay, how big is Liberia to have these many people in the serving our people to die? So when we heard, and people heard that this lady is not feeling well, the prayer line for this lady was heavy. People were praying. And the prayer is very powerful. Those of us that believe in prayer, it's very powerful. I'm not saying your prayer or you should believe in it. I'm just making a statement. So when she got back, and now that God had given her back to us as our leader, you would think she would open her arms and put everybody, regardless of being CDC or what have you. Even if you intend to run for the Senate, look at the political situation that you're coming in. Look at the climate, the political climate on the ground that you're coming in now. It's not anywhere to try to shoot some more firebomb. There's no love or whatever among the political people back in Liberia. So to come now, someone who perhaps, and I'm not saying that to say she owes us, Liberian, those of us that pray for her and she owes us something. No, she owes us nothing. We pray to God, and God have answered our prayer, and we're grateful to God. She owes nobody anything except between she and her God. So to come out now in public, the first incident was about a rape, where she was involved with, and she explained herself. Fine, I'm not going to push that one, because the young lady came out and said there was no truth to it, so there's no reason to beat the dead horse. I'm not going to touch that. But even if you want to be senator, to now say Dallas Dillon, because he said he and somebody, they're not in the same class, therefore Dallas Dillon should produce certificate. So by him producing a wire certificate, or if he doesn't have it, does it stop him from being the senator who he is now? He just turned back over what, $12,000 to Mozarella County that most of you are representing. And that $12,000, if Mozarella County officials are able to utilize it effectively, that will go not just to any other, but it will go all around the 17 districts in Mozarella County. I don't think Dallas Dillon give that money back to the county to be specific with a district. So if a man who perhaps people say he doesn't have a certificate, if he can stretch his arm and open his face to say, let's work together, you're going to crunch your face and punch him. This is not something that we if we continue to go down this line, we're not moving anywhere. She could have been a perfect instrument. Someone who is highly, highly respected within the CDC ring. And come back and say, okay, I'm going to use my position. Since God helped me to get rid of whatever fever I had, God helped me to get rid of this fever, I will do whatever I can to bring my people back together. Let's come together, then we can come back and with a clear understanding that we're not going to be able to settle on anything. That's fine. But it's because of political ideology. It has nothing to do with personal issues. But when you reduce the debate, to this type of personal attack, then it becomes very difficult. And apparently, what Madam Honorable Youngblood they have no clue on, because of the wrangling and the hot potato in the political arena in Liberia. They don't take prisoner anymore. The way people address each other now, it's not like, I don't believe that's when she left. I don't believe things are like that. I don't believe so. And I think she will be surprised to learn how people describe her and people talk to her and people say things about her. She most likely going to be surprised. Wow, my statement that I made, why does it generating this much hate against me? But that doesn't mean when somebody say you got something to for or whatever it is, that doesn't, they're not God. I'm not even worried about that. But I'm hoping that if she can find time, if she's going to address Abu Kamara issue, then she's now obligated as member of our society who are in a leadership position now, and a lady at that rate, now obligated to also address Taylor Uterus situation. She almost got killed. Remember, she got stuck in that building, and then people are not gonna. They didn't want her out. They were throwing. You saw her car. So if you're gonna come up right now and make statement, which you have the right to do. Abu Kamara is your colleague. That's fine. But then you have to give us the balance. If there's no balance, that's fine. Then it is the CDC way. But I think with her smart, because she's very intelligent, very smart, very intelligent, highly educated. Let's put it that way. So it's not late. But these are the this is the time. For me, I always say this. There are few times in life that when you make your position known to the public, people will respect you and regard you to be a decent person in the community. Time of death. Because when somebody dies from a family or a community, the entire community is vulnerable. And so when you get in there and you're very careful and polite to those who have been affected by the loss, they will never forget it. You don't have to spend $1 million one time. Marry, because those are things that are emotional. People invest emotionally into those kinds of stuff. And so when you come in those type of situation, and you show remorse and you show empathy, people respect you and accept you. And when somebody's sick and you show caring for that person, that is also accepted will be accepted by those who've been affected by that. So to come out as young as she is, this thing it's gonna hurt her. Don't get me. I mean, I'm not talking about physical. Please, that's not what I'm talking about. But these things, people don't forget these things very easily. When you came back in the opening section, first of all, the vice president was not present. It's been rumors that she's not happy the way she's been taken care of in your party. And that's not been addressed. You, as a strong woman leader in the CDC, high-ranking leader, and you come out and the president, the vice president, were not there. Nothing like that's being mentioned. Over the months, there's been rumors how the vice president, the president, there's a divide. You, someone who is highly respected in the CDC high ranking, you should use that position to make sure the women's side and the men's side of the ruling party are together. But for you to come and call another Liberian, forget being senator, call them a rat, because they don't have a high school certificate. That's beneath you, madam. You are also like the mother of that District 9. If I live in District, you take care of me. You're my mom too. It doesn't matter what I'm older than you, I able to born you. It doesn't matter. You're also our mother. You can't call people those type of names. But like I said, maybe this thing happened emotional. That's fine. If it is so, Honorable Youngblood, come up and let us know that. Because I've never heard you insult anybody before. To insult people, I never heard you insulting anybody before. I don't know. Like I said, I only met you one time. You don't even know who I am now. Anyway. But for all indication, all the publication about you that I've been reading, people go on your page, they see you with former ambassador to Liberia. You can't be insulting people when you get to places like that. They see you with former minister of finance and the rest of the people. You're just as educated as they are. So if you're somebody who have these kinds of tendency to put people down, most people will not want to be bothered with you. So just by looking at your activities in the past, it's an indication to people like me that you're very much a decent person. So if this is a one-time incident that perhaps took you to the next level, because it's your first time gathering, you saw the emotion pouring out by your people. It's politics. That's understandable. You got to give them something. You got to give them a red meat to chew on. That's fine. But at which that red meat had turned to a little bit, just a little edges of it, round the edge a little bit before you throw it out there. So having gone through with the personal aspect from my perspective, let me go now into politics as well on this. So, Madam Youngblood, let me ask you now, you think CDC in trouble because you were away? Samson too. Samson too. But Madam Youngblood, no, serious question now. Not talk politics now. But I know, madam, I know, because I know that's not your character. You don't cause people. That's why I take this time to introduce my show like that. But let's go. Let's talk politics. So you think CDC got whooped because you were away? No, but listen to what she said. She said the vote, let me deal with that vote issue. I know there was something I was going to say here about that. Samson too. She said, I'm paraphrasing again. She said the vote that you guys gave was a vote of angry vote. A vote of so if we have done anything to you in the CDC as member of CDC, let's go back to the you think that Sycamore tree business? They said that people can't get paid. They can't get paid on time. They said the exchange rate is high. They said the $16 billion ain't coming by yet. We know where it got nothing to do with Sycamore tree. The $25 million map, we ain't get it yet. It got nothing to do with Sycamore tree, madam. You take us to Sycamore tree. The only thing you're going to do for us, give us some food, cook as usual. So this is not just, it's not because you are away. That's why people are taking power away from CDC. No, far from it. Far from it, on a very serious note. If you guys going to be having a retreat that we've been reading about, your best bet, and this is free advice, asking for fasting. Even asking for a job. Of course, I want a job from you. I want you to maybe, what would be the best job I can get from CDC? Let me see. Oh, house cleaning. I can clean your house. I can clean shoes too. But on a very serious note, the retreat we've been hearing about, there are two things, and I will be addressing the other one here very shortly. So when you come from that retreat, first thing you need to do is to ask the president to do serial reshuffle. You don't have to fire people, move people around. Bring Dr. Wilson. That's my guy. I'm just, and I remember CDC, I'm just giving it to you. Bring Professor Wilson, Tapper. Bring the finance. Let's see what you can do over there. And put your comment, put a comment on that side. Take McGill from there. Put in the Minister of Education. You switch people around. You don't got to bring new people in. Okay? But no, on a very serious note, the retreat you're going for, this retreat, to be honest, because you got so much problem, not only internal problems, but internationally, you guys, the CDC, you have so much problem. First thing you need to do, you resolve that issue between the vice president and the president. That's the first thing you need to do. Second thing you need to do, you need to talk to Jefferson Kochi to resolve his issue. That these people keep wrapping around his neck. It's going to come by and hurt a lot of people. And then these are my things I'm giving you now. Another thing, these people, the ex-rebel, they are Liberians. Don't get me wrong. The war is over until you can convict anybody who has a right to work anywhere. But these people should not be working in areas that have to do with the security of people's lives. I mean, any sensible person will understand that. It's like you take, and I'm not trying to compare my brothers and sisters to how do you call it, leopard or lion or goat, anything like that. But I'm just giving an example. You take leopard, then you say, oh, leopard, please keep my goat for me. I'm coming by. You think you will meet that goat there? No. These people fought war. And some of us believe that some of these people fought war that protected some of us. And I don't mind saying that here tonight. In the process, Liberians, other brothers and sisters died. That's bad, sad. But it left with these individuals to come out to many other Liberians. To be truthful, we were fighting, we were protecting ourselves. In the process, we got to fight, we got to defend. And if we're not defending, we're fighting. People die. But my people, I'm sorry. That has not been done. And most of these people are now being employed. Why are they being employed to do what? Employed in the sector, security sector. These are people that were giving order to destroy lives. Let us don't fool around with it. And these are the same people now that are working in areas that have to do with human security. And you expect the international community not to be playing, not to be watching? This thing will come back to hurt us. Find other places where these brothers and sisters can be utilized and still be able to make money. They need to live. They need to make money to live. I agree with you. So those are my area that I think, okay, those are my area that I'm giving to CDC as they go to retreat. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, let me go now to my next subject matter. But before I do that, let's do this here. Jesus will come back. Oh, you're not poor. I was set together. Because when he come back and you're not ready, we will leave you. Me are ready. Me are ready. Jesus Christ, my son, you my savior. I say my savior. I don't say our savior. I don't say our savior. I say my savior. Let's leave it as that. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio, folks. Welcome again. We're going to go on now to the next subject matter. And this one is also serious business. But I will show you again tonight. Every time when I come out here, and there's no hidden subject matter here. This is a human being, individual, a young man that I'll be talking about here. Henry Custer, I'm going to be talking about him tonight. But before I do that, I want to first of all say thank you, Mr. Custer, for speaking for many Liberians. Not all, but for many Liberians. And what I want to say, and I will repeat this again at the end of the show, is that I heard Custer this morning because I watched the show. I heard this morning that he's going to be telling us tomorrow morning what happened in Sierra Leone. That subject matter, Mr. Custer, should be like Vickers. What happened in Vickers stays in Vickers. Simple as that. Simple as that. We don't need to know the details. Because whether you believe it or not, you are someone that many Liberians are counting on. So what happened with you, Liberian government, the Sierra Leone government, everything is most likely might not be the end. So if you come out and explain to people, which we all like to be honest with you, I would like to know the details. But people will take precaution next time. So we don't need to know the detail. All we know, God works in a mysterious way, and you're here with us. As I stated here the last time when I was up here, that one of the reasons I believe you left in that type of condition was the school. Was school, but I'll get to that. So that's the person I'm going to be talking about now, folks. And let's go. The first thing is this. The Liberian government, and now the folks are going to retreat. And this is a statement that I'm going to make when you guys go to retreat. CDC, when you go to retreat. You'll go to retreat and you'll discuss. and you should come to one conclusion: leave Custer alone. And not that because I want you to be afraid of him, because there are certain things in life that if you don't know how to handle, it might be the reason why that you will be disgraced. It might be the reason why that you're gonna have a downfall. And I truly believe this is one of those. And I will show you here, not because Custer can be talking about people, talk for the people. No, that's not it. But Custer, the government of the Republic of Liberia, has pushed Custer to a position now, and this is Martin Luther King's birthday we're talking about today here, so I'm not going to go far from that either. What I'm going to be showing you here tonight, from Custer's show last night, and I'm sure many of you watched it, but that's what I do. I pay attention to certain details, and I try to enlighten you with those details in hand as evident. Okay? And I'll show you that tonight. Custer, I told you guys the last time when he went to Sierra Leone, the first thing he did was to put Sierra Leone government on a high pedestal of freedom fighter. What was his statement he made? What did he say? I'm okay. The Sierra Leone authority are professional. Now, after Custer finished calling you professional, the whole world finished reading it. You're going to come and start slapping it around now? You can't do that. That's being smart. I told you guys. And once again, the government of the Republic of Liberia, by continuing, I'm not too sure what's happening with the Liberian government ever since Tubman. For some reason, they seem not to learn from other past leadership mistake. Tubman went with first he started with what's his name, Dr. Famler, and I have that trial here. And that trial didn't work. It didn't work well for them either, because that was the beginning of people's eyes opening to the Conquer country divide. The Southtown War on that one, our people, they themselves, some other country people fought against Southtown people. So they were manipulated to fight. And because their eyes were out. But this one, the trial of family, had by that time, there was many Liberians who were a little bit, 4th grade, 5th grade, they can read a little bit. So their eyes were open a little bit. Then Tubman started with what's his name, Aberport. And then he went on with Coleman. There was a guy that got killed, Coleman. I have those papers here as well. So for some reason, our government, past leadership, they don't seem to understand that when somebody is criticizing you, does not need to be dealt with drastically. Because if you don't know how to do it, you get hurt in the process. Then we have Tuba. He came in, and he and Backup Matthew then, they started going at it. In the process, it didn't end well either. Then we have Doe, and the rest is history, folks. Now we have Dr. We are going to have Custer. And these are things that people, and for some reason, those who continue to advise this young man, they're not putting him to understand history. To understand history. You can't win against people that is someone who is being supported by the population. I keep saying, I said that months and months ago, Dr. We are number one in popularity, Custer number 2. There's no question eyes. You can't name any other Liberian besides these two that is well known all over Liberia. Yeah, maybe you can call me too. Maybe I well know all over. Anyway. Only in my living room. Samson too. Folks, I'm just giving it to you as it is. As I see it. Okay? But here's one other interesting thing here that is happening. Costa, at this point, and I have the video here to show, except I'm not going to play that video. But sometime next week, I will do a show I will call Costa Show. And I will play this video one by one. You know, Costa, his whole political life is pretty much for everybody to see. Facebook, we can see it. It's nothing hidden. Okay? So anyway, Costa, when he started, it was basically, from my own perspective, basically popularity. And then something happened. Something happened. Costa's show then became a show for Liberians to express their dissatisfaction with this government, especially before the $16 billion. The first incident was the house, Dr. Weir house, I think it was on 16th Street or something like that. Immediately after the inauguration, broke it down, started building, I think. People started complaining. Costa's show was the place people were going to start questioning. Then the next thing, started putting out the buildings, the high rise, in a fence. And people, where the money coming from? You just president, even 6 months, where you get that kind of money from? It was through Costa's show people started asking questions. Then the $16 billion came up, and Costa's show went off the roof. Because he had positioned himself to be the conduit where Liberians can express their frustration of certain activities to the government. Here is what was happening. And if I'm wrong, please say so. And I'm not here to say that I'm all right. No. But this is what I think happened. Dr. Weir and CDC, during Madame Saliv's reign, they were considered the voice of the voiceless. And when they took power, they decided to discard that position, to throw it down. What were they doing? You see, those are things that when you get in the position, you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful. What were some of the things they're doing when they go to play football in the morning? We are the master, we can't be tired. All kinds of stuff. You have the Minister of Finance and Minister of Information putting their finger to their mouth, telling the rest of the people to be quiet, in a sense. And people started observing these things. Say, wait a minute. This is the same government that will not let Ellen sleep. These people, this same group, now they're in power, they don't want people to say anything. We're not going to have that. Liberians started scratching their head. Where do we go? Because at that time, remember now, at that time, Costa and the CDC, they were not quite together, but they were together. And then, gradually, I don't know what happened. I'm not going to speculate. But Costa started pulling away. And once that Liberian recognized, boom, Costa pulled, woo, they flood into his radio station more and more. So Costa, okay, yeah, why not? Liberian love me. They're going to explode. Liberian, you see, this is a love first game that most of the people, including Costa, in my opinion, were not able to grab from the beginning. Liberian wanted to use Costa to express their dissatisfaction with the government through Costa's show. Costa was using the Liberians as a way to gain popularity within the radio business. So, you give me a game, we satisfy each other. And then something happened. Costa then decided, without even realizing, that he's going to now open this thing up to folks all over the country. By having, remember, he used to have ladies lying, men lying. And the old lady started calling. They started calling. Now, what Costa didn't anticipate, how much effect it was going to have on him. So when I used to listen. Some of the old lady would call and start crying. Oh, my son, you don't know what you're doing to us, but you're helping us. Every day we can't get nothing to eat. But if I talk to you right now, even if I don't get nothing to eat today, I set it fire. Somebody, old lady, talking to you like that. To say just by talking to you as a person, they will be satisfied, even if they don't have food to eat. And that started going on. Eventually, it started drawing Costa in as well. Whereas he was there for popularity, my opinion, folks, all of these things I'm saying is my opinion. I'm not saying that I don't even know who Costa, I know him, but you know, I mean, when I say no, he even know who I am. Anyway, I've never met him. We never talked. I'm just putting this out there from my observation, and I have the right to do so. So Costa then started getting involved. And then the government of the Republic of Liberia continued to shoot themselves in the foot without even thinking. So then, when they find out that Costa is now being more popular now, people are using Costa, so they started talking among themselves. We got to do something with it. First, they start threatening lawsuit. You remember that? Oh my goodness. Sometimes I wish these people would talk to me sometime and let me advise them. Diffuse the Costa situation, diffuse it. You don't diffuse it, you guys gonna fall. It's not far-fetched. It's not far-fetched. Even if Costa is not positioning himself to be president right now. But you guys are giving every one of us, I'm a Liberty Party member. You guys are giving every one of us so much material to work with. However, let me also say to myself here that unless Dr. Weah and his people 2 years before election, they come up with a massive project to impact the lives of the Liberians immediately, then we're gonna have issues. But these people that I'm looking at, they don't think like that. They don't think like that to say, let's do this for this. No, they don't think like that. They think that today, the person talking, you go get it, man. I'm gonna fool in something to talking about, he know nothing. Let it come, we're grabbing right here to, that's what they think. They don't say, oh, maybe you better listen to something to it. No, they don't do that. So anyway, let's go on. So Custer started getting involved. The Liberian government continued to shoot themselves in the foot. Every time, and people with, this is why I say you have to diffuse the situation. When you go to your retreat, set up a committee to look into it. How fast, I don't say how soon, I say how fast you can loosen the Costa situation, let it go, and focus on the developmental agenda that you guys put together. Other than that, you're not going to win. I've seen it already. I'm looking at it in my own crystal ball. You're not going to win. With this thing hanging around you, you're not going to win. And I will show you again. So anyway, the government started doing some stuff. We saw the money business going to do at Coastal Highway. Nothing came through, blah, 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 all kinds of stuff. And every time you do that, and here's the worst of all. Every time they go to meeting, by the time they get out of meeting, Costa get the information. I don't know how he gets it. It simply means to me that there are certain people within the government, not necessarily be considered to be enemies, but they have the strong feeling this government is not doing anything for the people. The way they talk, because they've been saying it. When we come to power, what we're going to do, they've been telegraphing that for months, for years, 12 years to be specific. And then they come in. People start building houses, people that never have anything, just like me. Before you look, start, well, wait a minute, where the money coming from? People, this is a government. It's not a farm. You have people that have different ideology all working to make one thing work. And people see documents traveling from one point, they grab it. Yeah, let me read. Oh, they say what? Costa, don't even come on you, but yeah, come here, blew the Senate to him. Started going snowballing. And then they decided COP were funded. And I'm just making it short now. If you've been following the story. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, on Front Page Africa, there was a guy that wrote an article. Why he asked the people, the government official, why you allow Costa to get in your mind. And that's one thing he's good at. He will shake you up, get in your mind. You are confused. Blue, you come and make a mistake. He grab on that mistake and run with it. You say, well, why would you even try to entrap anybody? Because the people have not been doing what they're supposed to do. Why would you even close Costa radio station in the first place? Like I said, if I was part of it, I would have used Costa radio station because Dr. Weir he's the most popular person in Liberia. Use people at Costa radio station and boost his popularity more and utilize that popularity to do more. Liberian can go hungry and they will accept Dr. Weir explanation, explaining to the people that I'm doing my best, and they will accept it. But you don't say nothing to nobody. Then Costa say, oh, the man wearing $1,000 shoes. No, and no comment coming by. The only thing we get from Minister of Information, facts and fiction. Nothing coming back to anybody. And yes, the funny thing, Liberian diaspora, they send 20 some more percent back home, GDP. And most of the information about the media information comes, we read them. And then when you read it, then you call your relative back, oh, they think you're not here, you're not here. You say, why? You say, oh, Costa say, what? I can't wait for tomorrow's show. Ah. And the things start going on. So COP, let's go back to COP. COP were funded. And I'm giving you all of the history. Because all of these things that I've been saying here, you never heard me saying the government then approached the COP for the kind of conversation, and they have a conversation one time. And that was another forced conference. They were forced, the government were forced to meet with them, pretty much. And nothing good came out of it because the government were not quite ready to do anything. They didn't want to do it, they were forced. You can't deal with people like that. Use Costa show. Even if you don't go there, Dr. Weir. Costa say, oh, Dr. Weir wearing $5,000 shoe, $2,000 shoe. Take picture of Dr. Weir Costa. Yeah, Costa. Even if Eugene Falcon asked to appear on Costa show, Costa will say, okay. He's not going to say no. You go, man. Or even Dr. Weir himself call in. Oh, the president on the line. Oh, my goodness. Costa will start throwing all kind of questions. But Costa will now. You must say we used to hang together. You not see me put on $5,000 shoe, but what because I'm working for the government and I want to come and put on the country. Why you will say that kind of thing to the people, man? They will believe you. Don't do that kind of thing, Costa. But Mr. President, I know people the picture, but people saying, why you can't even call me, Costa? Why you can't even come to my house? You know you must say we hang together. Come to the house, I will show you my shoes. 2 or 3 times. You're gone. But those things not happening. We don't do that. We don't do that. I'm not going to talk to them. Don't talk to them. These people, Costa intent is to degrade you. Costa intent is to make you look like a fool. Don't even bother him. They will tell you that, Dr. Weir, because they got nothing to offer. If they have something to offer, look, you guys been in power now, what, 2 years plus? And we're still talking, oh, the economy will be fixed. And we're still talking that. How big is Liberia? Anyway, COP now. They have series of demonstration. They register themselves. And that was brilliant. I mean, as a political junkie, I thought that was brilliant for COP, because the first protest, to be honest with you, I mean, I got some video here to show. Custer, they were not sleeping. They were petrified. But they haven't. Nothing went wrong. And every time you have these kinds of stuff, if something goes bad, government get the blame. Something go good, the protester get the credit. There's no question. That's how it's always been. And that's why when I protest, I was asking the government to take the lead. Not necessarily asking people to demonstrate against me, but take the lead so the international community will know that you're involved. They don't want to do that. Protests happen. Thousands of people, nobody got hurt. They went away. They gave information, whatever it is. They went away. COP themselves started fighting among themselves. And Custer and his people were able to put themselves back together. They go for the second time. Fast forward. So Custer, Freetown, America, back to school. This is what I want you to know here tonight. Oh, that 550-year story I told you about it. I want you to look at this now. The last time, on a very serious note, Custer was using the blanket of freedom. He wrapped himself around the blanket of freedom. And which one of you among us that don't like freedom? So when a young man preached that Custer should be killed, you saw how many hate messages that went back to him. Because Custer was wrapped around the blanket of freedom. And what is it? And the question I keep asking those who continue to question Custer involvement. For me, I keep saying this. The character of Custer at this point, but it's coming to, here's the thing now. I'm going to say one thing before I go to the character. The character of Custer is getting ready to be evolved. It's getting ready to change drastically. And I'm going to, I don't even know him. You don't have my number, so don't say, oh, you're Custer. No, but you will see. You'll say something to say. But let's get back here. The character of Custer at the time, for me, was not important. What was important is the message that was coming out. I was wishing that the government would not pay attention to the character and pay attention to the message. But they saw that they heard the message, they knew the message was coming, but they wanted to deal with the character because they believe Custer has a flawed character. Which one of us amount? Which one among us here tonight that is pure and simple? I mean, pure and firm and snowflake. Nobody. We all have character. Some of us worse. But they decided to deal with that. They thought, and this is the mistake of all time. They thought by bringing out the flawed character of Custer, they would defeat the message to say to the Liberian people, look who's carrying your message. The man not good. And you don't want him to bring your message, then your message will not be good either. Liberian people say, no. He bringing the message, we know what we're sending him. A character, it comes with a message. Don't deal with a character. Focus on the message. They refuse to do that. And the message was the one the international community was listening to. And I told you here on Friday, one of the reasons why Custer was not facing a lot of issues in Freetown, because Freetown is a government. It's not isolated. Next door neighbor. What in Liberia they don't know about. What in Freetown we don't know about. Okay? And the way the people, the international community, when they wanted the December 30th protest, the international, oh, no. It's not conducive right now. You can't do this because we're not too sure about the COP and Custer say, oh, okay. They too wanted a relief anyway. So when the international community came in, okay, COP, they're smart, man. They're smarter than the progressive of the Bacchus Matthew, the Samuel Jackson, the Marcus Dunn, and the rest of the progressive those days. These COP, intelligent. These young Liberians, sophisticated. I keep telling you, you don't want to listen to me. You go ahead. You will see it. So they said, okay, let's give it to them. But what did they do? They took their political capital and put it in the International Goodwill Bank. They said, okay, we'll let it go. But we're still going to demonstrate. There were some members, and I'm sure of that. There was some, I wasn't there, I don't know, I'm speculating. But I bet you there were some members of COP that said, no, these people have no business getting into our internal affair. This is Liberia. In fact, quite recently, about a week ago, there was a guy that wrote an article on Front Page Africa condemning the international community for their intrusion into Liberian political affair. So there was not a lot of many Liberians, educated Liberians, intelligent Liberians were frowning on that. But the COP said, we know what we're doing, yo man, don't worry. We will get the people. Because they knew sooner or later that goodwill they put in the international bank, it will have to be redeemed. And I believe that's exactly what happened with Costa and the Sierra Leone issue. But let me play you this video now. So Costa is back. When he got back, friends welcome him and what have you, everything else. But he has a show this morning, and then he decided, now watch this. And after this, I'll make this other statement. Perhaps to you, it might be ridiculous, but I want you to pay attention to it. And as you pay attention to my statement, also think about Liberian character after the war. After the war. Let's listen to Costa. Now, Costa, it's a very short video. I didn't make a big deal out of it, but he's going to tell us now. He's going to give a report biblically. I love it. He's not going to give you, but most likely, I don't know what he's going to do, but this one, it's a report, but connecting his success to the Bible. And this is why I believe Dr. Weah and his people need to let it go. Because if Custer truly get into the things of God, which one of you going to put your hand on somebody who is preaching for the people at the same time bringing God's name as he preaches his message? You're playing with it here? He's not quite there yet. He's going to be. Because right now, even if you ask Custer to say, why don't you just give this thing up? Not that he's not capable of giving it up. He can do that. He's a human being. But it's going to be hard because at this point, it's not something he can just get out. It's become part of him now. Because he have heard so many voices that come through him. Liberians that have nothing. Liberians that would call his show and used to tell, I don't know what I'm going to get it from to eat today. It affects him emotionally as well. So now you want to say, get out? Who's coming in? But let's listen to this. Samson. Now he's going to tell us his report, but he will do it with Bible on one hand, politics on the other hand. I love this here. Samson told like, let's listen to Costa as he explained to us what's going on. Okay, Costa, what do you say happening? Tell us here.
God is not on George Weah's side. God is on our side. And that is why we won George Weah. I went to Liberia on December 19th. They had said they would arrest me and they would throw me in jail. Of course, they did plan to do that, but God confused them and they did not. Then on December 30th, we were supposed to hold a protest. The international community stepped in at the 11th hour. The protest didn't happen by thousands coming out, but the whole town was shut down. The government lost money. The international community reported that, and we won. And then on January 6th, we had a protest, peaceful, beautiful. We were attacked, and yet again, the international community reported that we won. And then on Monday, January 13th, I left Liberia. I fled with the help of many, many people. And I got to serve you in Georgia. I wanted me returned. And God said no, and it did not happen. When will Joshua realize that he cannot win this battle with us? When God is for you, who can be against you? Mm-hmm. God is not on Joshua.
Okay. So what Custer is doing now, in my opinion, Custer is now putting himself, immersing himself in the Bible. And this is why I'm saying to the we-are-led government to reduce this thing, to uh, 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 let it go. If Custer coming back, because he said he's going to be coming back home. If he's coming back home, let it go. Because if you fight this, Custer also have supporters. Let us not fool ourselves. If you fight this, why your government, you got the apparatus, security apparatus, everything under your control, but it's going to hurt you. And the thing that I see here that is happening, I don't believe Dr. Weah is a violent person. But sooner or later, he's going to get pushed by those who are around him will say, look, it's not only you alone, they begin trying to mess with all of us. So let's do something. So eventually, he's going to get pushed. And if they make them not necessarily hurting Costa, but what they did with the protest the last time, they can do worse than that. But by that time, the international community will be so much involved that it's going to hurt your government more. So when I was listening to Custer last night, I was laughing. Because here's Custer now, wrapping himself in the flag of religious. God save. God is wonderful. God save me. And if you start looking at it, let me tell you what I believe. Liberians during the war went outside of Liberia. Ghana, Guinea, Nigeria, all over. They were everywhere. And most of them came back with what? The God business at the highest of everything else. Because they believed those days as they were in a refugee camp that only God can save them. And that belief is still there. There was a lady that I called today on Custer's show. I left that part out. And told Custer, we're praying for you. And we will continue to pray for you. The mother, folks, if you know something about mother business, then you kind of evoke some sort of emotion in you. They said the mother that you don't have now. Rest assured, she said, you have many, many, many Liberian mothers now praying for you. You can't win this. First thing, if you go on just from the perspective of the political side of it, what is it that Custer is saying that is not true? What is it that Custer is talking about that if the government decide to talk to him, that will bring the government down? Show us the report of the $25 million. Samuel Toy is not doing well. Look at the economy. Get rid of them. The $16 billion, what happened? Show us your assets. The asset declaration. It hasn't happened. What is it that he's talking? No, be honest with yourself a little bit. Forget about something told a COP member, on-ground COP. I don't care what you say. It doesn't matter to me. Call me names or whatever you want to call me, that's fine. But be honest a little bit. What exactly Custer is saying that is detrimental to this government, that perhaps it's in violation, not only detriment, but in violation of the Constitution. And what he's saying, he's lying so much. How can he lie about the government like that? Can you tell me? He's saying people are not getting paid on time. Is that not true? So if Liberians are not able to talk for themselves, if they decide to channel their grievances and whatever through Custer, why will you not bring Custer issue on the table and have this discussion? Through him, the Liberian people will listen to you. But you don't want to do it? You want to challenge it? You go ahead. You have the power. Let me now play you this other video where I truly believe Custer will now demonstrate the power of God. My God, for me. But let's look at this. Let's look at this. Okay, Custer would tell us. The first one I show you, he pretty much was giving you a report when he went to Liberia. What happened? God this, but through God, but he was telling you how successful they have been. And you can't sit here and say he wasn't successful. You can't say that. In the eyes of the international community, you can't say that. You can't. And this is what I told you guys the last time. I will say it again. The international community cannot come to Liberia and pick the Liberian Minister of Finance. They're not going to do that. Even if you send me as Minister of Finance, they will deal with me. I don't know nothing, but they will deal with me. Because that's the person you got, the Liberian people are presenting through their government. Me. I don't know nothing. So it's not a matter of international community not want to do business with Liberia because the finance minister don't know. Far from, in fact, finance minister is highly educated, know a lot of stuff. But I'm not too sure why he's not being successful. I'm not too sure. Okay, but let's listen to this. And after this, then I will open the line, folks. Samson to Liberian Public Radio. After this, I will open the lines. People that are calling, I can't pick up the phone right now because you see, if I pick up the phone, I should be able to put a number up there. But let's play this last one here. It's going to go on for about 3. But I want you to listen to Custer. How now he evoking God into this conversation. How now Custer is saying and truly believing now. And before I say that, if you're one of those that follow Custer a lot, because I do, right before he left to go home, his last show, there was a preacher that came on air and prayed for Custer for almost 10 minutes. I'm not too sure where the preacher come from, but he prayed for Custer and said at the end, Custer, whatever it is that you're doing, as long as in the interest of poor people, God will be with you. And if I'm lying, y'all go look it up. If I'm lying, y'all say you lie, y'all go look it up. Preacher, I think forgetting it, but I don't even think maybe he's a Liberian, but he didn't sound Liberian. Maybe he's been here for a long time. But he preached, and that's exactly the comment he made. Let's listen to this one as Custer now trying to bring himself along the prayer line of Liberian women and Liberian men. The prayer line. Now, if this man is involved in prayer line and God have done such a wonderful thing that he's now presenting back to those who pray for him, what make you think that they're not going to double their prayer on him? If he's not going to show as an example, look, people, your prayer didn't go for nothing. Look what happened. Your prayer for me, look what God has done. You think those people now will not double their prayer? Okay, you'll sit down there. Yeah, take it for fun. Let's pray. Samson told Liberian Public Radio, let's listen to Custer again.
True happiness comes from inner peace. When you are at peace with yourself, when you believe that what you do is right, that's where you get happiness from. Oh my God. Praise the Lord. It's a beautiful thing. Look, this year, 2020, will be a great year for us. You know, I often say to God, I say, Lord, use me. This is my most common prayer. And I just want to share with you before I go. Father God, use me as you see fit. And if it is your will, let my life be of help to my fellow man. Let your will be done in my life. Make it your face to shine upon me. Lift it your confidence, your countenance upon me. and let my enemies live long, so that they may see me prosper, so that they may see your purpose for my life made manifest. I don't pray for my enemies to die. I pray for them to live long. I'm a living testament of God's divine intervention. You saw what God did for David after the prophet Samuel anointed him and said he would be king. It didn't happen overnight. It took 14 years of running for his life. 14 years. David ran. And David was not perfect. No. He wasn't. But he was the one God wanted. He was a shepherd boy, the youngest of his father's children, the most unexpected that God would choose. I say this to you. David, you know the story of David. You know the story of Moses, of Jeremiah. Who can be against you when God is for you? You don't have to have power. You don't have to have money. But he can turn powerful people into your friends and your allies and your supporters. He can turn mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers into prayer warriors for you, fasting, denying themselves food and drink and offering prayers unto him and beseeching him and demanding his intervention. And God cannot ignore so many prayers from so many people. True happiness comes from inner peace.
Folks, I mean, you tell me, and here's the thing here, as I stated, many Liberians live on prayer. So if a young man like this, 36, 37 years old, if he's now invoking prayer, what do you think you're going to do to him now? On this I'm serious though. On this Martin Luther King Day, who was Martin Luther? Yeah, I'm not comparing Costa to Martin Luther King. I'm not, please. That's not what I'm saying. But if the government of Liberia continue to make Custer their focus point, and Custer is now bringing along with him not just the hungry people, not just the people that are not getting paid on time, not just the people that have been dismissed, not just the people that have been laid off, not just the people that won their $25 million issue. No, far from it. But when he started bringing women and men of the faith, Christ's faith, along with him, and you think you're going to dislodge him from his position? If you don't deal with it now, you're going to be forced to deal with it when you're not quite ready. And it might not turn out right for you because you're not prepared. It is the same thing that happened with the Sierra Leone. Why would the president ask Sierra Leone president, according to the story, to have Custer extradited back to Liberia? For what reason? Laissez-passer. Laissez-passer. That people, other brothers and sisters from other countries come to Liberia without even anything, no paper, anything. But we're going to elevate that particular issue. The government of the Republic of Liberia. My thinking was the government were going to. I mean, if you read, I'm going back again to their paper, the agenda they give us. Their agenda. If you read through the agenda, you will understand that if these people follow that, and I think months and months ago I made that comment, that if the government follow the agenda, there's no way anybody will try to take Dr. Weah out. He will go for another 6 years. The agenda, just like the code of conduct, written by Liberians, fair, very good. It could have been used as a substitute to the Constitution. Maybe I'm not a lawyer, I'm just putting words there. So please don't hold me to that. Code of conduct, if we were to follow it to the letter, every one of us is going to be successful. But the people that wrote the code of conduct, Madam Sally said, okay, you put that thing on the ground, I will employ my son there, I will employ all my golf son and goddaughter then. So everybody for not paying attention to the code of conduct. Why is it that we Liberians will put something out so decent, but we don't follow it? Even here in the United States, these Liberian organizations, the county section organization, they do the same thing. Beautiful constitution, but they don't even respect their own constitution most of the time. Most of the confusion you have in the Liberian organization, section organization, they all start with constitution. Then you go up to the money. Because they don't respect the constitution, they will do whatever they want to do with the money. So anyhow, the main topic here tonight is two of them I told you. One was for Honorable Youngblood, and I want just advice to a good sister. I don't know her. She doesn't know me. I met her once, and so most likely she doesn't even know who I am anymore. But I think I still believe just from whatever time, 1 or 2 hours interaction we had, I just believe that she's a decent person. And so my respect for her continued to remain high. And I thought perhaps she would have done a better job than what she did. Anyway, I hope she will recognize that and try to rectify that and bring herself back to the fold of intellectual. She's still intellectual. But I'm saying where people would now continue to say yes to her. Anyhow, let me put my number up, folks. Samson to Liberian Public Radio. I'll put my number up. You want to give me a call? Please do so. And tell me, okay, the number is here. And tell me what I photo is or not. And that's fine. If you that did, but that's what we do here. Anyway, Samson to Liberian Public Radio. Let me go ahead and put my number up. Yes, the number is coming up. But in the meantime, what do we say? Yeah. Samson told Liberian Public Radio. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Yeah, hello?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
I am Reverend Zuko.
Thank you, Reverend, for joining. I appreciate it. What's on your mind, sir?
Calling from Minnesota.
Thank you.
I've been monitoring the latest development. Been praying, and I've been praying for everything to go right. No one to get hurt. I feel like we have been doing pick and choose when it comes to very important things in our country. Like very diet to the existence and the continual development on our economic situation and our security and environment. And those are the primary things we should have been focused on. Directly concerning the issue, his lesson per se issue, I did law enforcement, so I understand when people suspected of breaking the law, they need to answer to that, which it can be eliminated. But I don't think that while other things is pending to be answered for and is left alone, and that become a primary, because the power belongs to the people. I'm speaking not from a reverend point of view, but from a citizen of the Republic of Liberia. The power will and always belong to the people. So if the people are not seeing any increase, any betterment, but it's within just 1% of the population and in power, it can't be given to silence the people who give the power. Now, who speak for the people? So I figured and I noticed that I made a comment on my page, which I'm getting some comments of that, but the truth must be told. I brought up Justina Taylor. Justina Taylor was explaining a lot of deep things that was going on that the country didn't know and didn't know. And she was on live talking. In less than 48 hours, Justina Taylor's life was at stake at the ICU. In a country that have police and democratic law and order, I expected an immediate investigation to know what happened to the citizen that found herself talking for things to become normal and things to improve in the country. That now start come up there, he got credible information that it's a race. So he wanted to stay, but he keep getting that flag. I believe he must have remembered the case with Justina Taylor. And he had been more stronger voice than her. I know development does, but too many red flags around this whole thing.
Okay.
Everything around this government is becoming over too quickly. It's very concerning. So I can understand why he ran for his life.
Okay.
And this thing has to come to a conclusion. I found out that there was a petition sent to Interpol, International Police, and there's a procedure for them. And the way I see it doesn't pose a threat. He is not a human trafficking. There's a lot of procedure for that. So I think that situation is just being amplified. Like you said, we got to find a better way to dialogue. There are few requirements that to start making some turnaround in our country to certify the people. There is no personal feeling involved. It's just a matter of we're tired of seeing our country being dragged down and being used by a certain group of people. We are prayer alone. We must speak. Things can go right. Martin Luther King wouldn't have stand up and put his life at risk. Today we're still going to be sitting on the back of the bus. Listen to me. He was dealing with powerful people in Montgomery County that travel around with serious belly. That if they still cross the Montgomery Bridge,
right,
to Birmingham. Okay. Sometimes you have to take the risk for the development of your country, because we want to be part of Liberia too.
Thank you.
And it's not too late to turn it around.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you. We got a lot of people calling here, but thank you very much. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Samson told LeBron Public Radio. Samson told LeBron Public Radio, please, when you call, try to make your comment brief, because we got a lot of people online waiting to make their contribution as well. And you know, tomorrow is working day, so please let's try and do it fast so we can get out of here. Go ahead, make a point. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Mr. Trocan Smith, and I'm calling from Maryland.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Your analysis has been very brilliant and very educational for the government. First of all, with Henry Costa, like I said on your show, the other us who believe in him, we are not for time, and you regularly put it in one of your statements. Everything that Henry Costa has been, the government have not refuted or rebuked any of it. Like you said, you follow Costa many occasions. I think 2 times was a money issue that came at the airport. A fellow worked with a document that money into Costa Station. I don't know whether it was by error or something, and it was very destructive to the government. But because they do not know anything, he worked with that document live on the show. I think the whole thing with the weird government, I just believe that this government has failed, Mr. Toe. And those who believe in this government to achieve anything, I think they are living in the world of utopia. For me personally, I think they have failed, and I'm just looking up to the future leadership and CDC-led government. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, folks, when you call and I'm not picking up, that means somebody is on the line. So just make it brief, and then we will be rolling here. Let me go ahead. Give me a call, Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. My number is up there. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Cecilia Brandel. I'm calling from Minnesota.
Thank you. But can you lower your background, please? I can still hear the music in the background. So when you start talking, you're gonna have echo. I can still hear the music in the background. So when you start talking, you're gonna have echo. So can you lower the music so that you can say what you want to say, please?
Well, okay.
All right.
Thank you. Can you lower
your people honey.
Okay. You still can hear yourself, right?
Yeah, I'm still there now.
All right, go ahead. What's on your mind, man?
Yes. First of all, I want to commend you for your good job.
Thank you.
I just thank you, yes, because I really appreciate your commitment and your true fearing person. Continue about Costa. I'm a nobody. I haven't seen Costa before. Yeah, I said that.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to. I'm not gonna cut you off. You're just gonna have to lower your monitor, your the means that you're listening. Yeah, because you're gonna have echo in the background.
Yeah, so I just want to say thank you for this. Yeah, thank you for this show. As for Costa, I'd never seen Costa before, but I fasted for Costa. I never ate for 2 days. I was fasting for our people's fun. Because this boss, he came by his work. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah.
Go ahead. Make your point.
But Costa, yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate it, and let's continue to pray not just for Costa. Let's also pray for the government and pray for the entire country. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Samson told LeBron Public Radio, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Yeah, hi, Mr. Samson. This is Scotto Jada calling from New York.
Thank you very much for joining us, man. What's on your mind?
Yeah, okay. I just want to thank you so much for your particular issue that you actually in the workplace, and if nobody else had said it, and I think you were straight to the point. And I just want to go brief, like you said, we shouldn't take the land on. The issue was, I saw the pattern when she had I think that was her first speech to address the senator the way she did. I mean, I think this would have been a time where she was calm. As somebody who was sick, and I'd like to say one of the head of the country, or that she would have used that medium in reconciling. But unfortunately, used the medium to place more fire. I think that was not, and I think she should go sit and reconsider and relook at the decision she made. If it is anything that if she can apologize and use that means to reconcile. And with the coastal issues, and I was not a coastal fan, but when I saw that when they had that just like protest,
right,
looking at this was Liberian saying on this, using the, let's say the fire on that really got into me that they have just like promoted myself. I can easily right now make publicly. I know he has issues that need to be worked on and mentioned. And if it is that issue that he has, we will pray that he change. And today, that this president has not changed and this government has not changed. To change, but we will continue to support gospel until the government can change.
Thank you.
Whatever issue he has to work on, I think we can pray and talk to him. I was one of those who always to the level, the procedure he went through and to this time. It takes men and responsible taking the stand he took.
Thank you.
I just want thank you to Mr. William Garfield who were able to rescue him and go the business of him return safely.
Thank you very much.
And thank you so much for allowing me to talk on this.
Thank you. Whenever we open our line here, please call in. Thank you very much, man. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Samson told LeBron Public Radio. Why is it not picking up? Okay. Try calling again. Samson told LeBron Public Radio. We're here. I mean, we're doing our best this afternoon, folks. Just give us a call here and let's see how far we're gonna go with this. Basically, and I'm truly enjoying the call here tonight, to be honest with you, because nobody's being vindictive. Samson told LeBron Public Radio, what's your name and where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
My name is Edward K. I'm calling from Maryland, Arkansas.
Thank you. What's on your mind?
Yeah, this is very first time listening to your show, and I like the way you put it. I love your talk. I like how you express your feelings to Liberian people. What in my mind is, I don't know Joe Weir. I just know Joe Weir my president to be our president. But we just kind of pray and see how best he can run the country instead of fighting, do this one. For me, it will not bring peace in Liberia. Just kind of pray for whosoever that is there to pray for Liberia and to move on.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's true. We all need to. Let's continue to pray not just for Custer, but we pray for the government and the leadership as well, because prayer can work. I mean, prayer is just powerful. We need to pray. We need to pray. So anyhow, Sam Sinto, Liberian Public Radio. We'll take a few more calls, and then we're gonna. We gotta go to work in the morning now, so y'all know that one. But for me, I'm 3 hours behind the East Coast, to be honest with you. But let's go ahead. Sam Sinto, Liberian Public Radio. Let's listen. Sam Sinto, Liberian Public Radio. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Hey, Lodi, how you doing?
Not bad, Lodi. How you doing?
Wow. Look, man, if I were to accept one or two things to go back to school, I think I was going to come to you, be with you for some time, so that you can teach me the way in which you talk.
Thank you.
You see, Loli, that's our country. People are taking their advantage over our youngest brother because he was popular then, and he stayed popular in the community, in the Liberian community. Those who around President Weah, they don't love him. If you ever studied Julius Caesar's story, this is the same thing they are doing to President Weah. When the soul is in his stomach, those are around him, when they put in the soul in his stomach, he will turn around and say, "Oh, and you too? I never knew." Instead of that, advising President Weah, don't do this, don't do that, the Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia is not speaking the truth to power. He's not saying nothing. As you correctly said, what so much Koska is saying that the Liberian people didn't know at all? $16 billion, $25 million. What there that we don't know about? What there are they denying? What there the Solicitor General is now respecting the Attorney General of the Republic? This is a big overlap. But all of us, as you correctly stated, brother, here, as you correctly, my wife from right there, as soon as you pass Tota, from Tota to Zelata, from Zelata to the little village, 2 hours town, before the two zones. What there that people don't know? But those guys are around this boy. So it will be too late when President Weah comes to himself and say, don't forget about all of those things. We are all Liberians. We are praying for peace in our country. Let the president wake up one day, even during his speech that coming, then he just got and say, I have considered Costa, let everybody come home. We are all Liberians. Don't come around the same table. Don't swallow GB. Don't eat pamboto. Don't eat basayama. You cannot eat our soda or something. Don't play together. But anyway, you have said it. In your show, always is educated. I never knew you say memory. Myself that year, I have my party, which is vote. Vision for Liberia. That is led by Jeremiah Wapo. But we don't put those things in our face. I have never, ever since I've been following you, I have never seen you publicly like today. If you have said it before, to say I'm a Liberty Party member. It is good, brother. So thank you very much. When you say the truth, it's always good. You see Costa today, he said it on his show. When he got to Sierra Leone, he said, I came here illegally. Across the don't have stamp in my passport. Why you don't have stamp? Because I was running away. When you say the truth, what will happen? It sets you free. Look, man, Loli, yeah, thank you very much. Uzuba.
Thank you.
Uzuba, I want the beer that Uzuba. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Hey, man.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Costa, you're really, really shaking like bro. Oh, I tell you. But it's all good. It's all good. Folks, give me a call here. Samson told LeBron Pablo Radio. I'm going to be leaving here very shortly anyway. Here's one thing I also want to predict here as I'm waiting for people to call. And that is, people will say, oh, Costa. Okay, that will be my last one. Let's take it. Samson told LeBron Pablo Radio, what's your name, where you're calling from, what's on your mind?
My name is Tanner Josh, and I call from Louisville, Kentucky.
Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead, make your point.
Yeah, I just brought me to your show anyway, and this is my first time calling.
Thank you.
But as it relates to issues unfolding now, like in Liberia, especially when it comes to of recent, the whole Costa saga and whatever. And I have a different view of the whole story.
Okay, that's what we're here for. This is a platform
Yeah.
to express our view according to us. I'm not going to stop you as long as it's respectful to other individuals and not insulting people. Then go ahead, make a point.
Okay. You see, we as Liberians, we have to really, really read between the lines, like the previous call was just said, to be true to ourselves. We should not kind of like, be biased, or because maybe things is not going our way. So if we see the truth, we cannot point it out because it's not going our way, it's going their way. With this Costa issue, first of all, let me talk about the 16 billion, whatever. We all know that when the money business came out, we told the Liberian government that we wanted an independent body to come and investigate the money that got missing, allegedly. And at the end result, the report was out. And the report said from Crow that there was no money missing, but misappropriation in the sense that it didn't do it the way it should have been done. It came rather to the $25 million. And Crow mentioned that. But again, Crow said that 90%, if you look at Crow report, it said 90% of the money is outside, meaning 10% is just in the government hand, but 90% outside in the citizen hand. So today, this hardship we have in the country when it comes to, no Liberian dollar in the market and all that, and we have to print new money. The government talking about printing new money. These are some of the reasons why. All right. If you listen to Costa when he was still dining and whining with the president at the time, when the whole money business came out, he himself, if you go back to his podcast, you will hear he said he don't believe that money got missing. From the very doesn't believe that money got. All right. Now that he's not whining and dining with the president, he's talking about that $50 billion got missing and there is no key and tell about it. Government. Have we forgotten that we had an independent body that came up and said that there was no money missing and we put it from court? So
let me push back a little bit because I also quite informed about this. The report came out, but that was not the end of the report. In fact, very shortly here, they should come back with a second, more detailed report. Is it not true?
Come again?
Very shortly here, the court should be coming back with a more detailed report, including the $25 million, the $25 million report is also not quite finished.
Exactly.
So
Okay.
so then don't say it has
Yeah,
been
go ahead.
so don't say then that will push back when you say that it has been concluded. It's not done yet.
No, I said in my statement that the $16 million that we talk about, the report came out, right? And the report made mention part of the $25 million for the multiple exercise, okay? And that which it was left with the government to go and do their investigation, that which the president turned over to that of GSC and that of the I think the Anti-Corruption Commission. All right. So, but I'm just saying some of the message that Costa have been preaching or been preaching and now preaching today. Yesterday he preached different message, and he said that this thing happened. Now he's preaching the same message, not saying that it happened. Okay, I fast forward. Costa, after he and his government had their whatever rigmarole and thing, when he started going the way he wanted to go, that he's going now, the topic changed. All right. When his station got shut down, he was on his podcast. And he made some comments that some Liberian never went down well with him, because others, it was good because, it was their way, in a sense, where he sat on his podcast and called immediately abusing the president. But I don't have a problem with that. But where he threatened the life of the president, how he would drag the president like a dog and all that, it was well with some people, some Liberians, because it is in their favor. But some Liberians believe that it wasn't right. And he said you were going with the whole December 30th. He got in Liberia. And he said again on his podcast that something big will happen in Liberia. So Liberians should sit and wait. Something big. And I think the president might not be on a ticket, 2023 ticket. Something big will happen. If he gets to the airport, if his supporter can't stay in within the period of 10 to 15 minutes, whatever, he should bring the airport down. And then Zoko will loot.
Okay, my
and
brother.
Down that,
my brother.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I think those are subject matter. I understand your point, and those are things that you also have emotionally invested in it. And I'm not going to disguise those as being nothing.
Look,
They're
I
very
don't want to
important.
get to the point where I don't hate Costa. I will tell you one thing. When Costa started the whole thing in Ellington, I used to follow Costa. Costa is my own countryman. That's why I don't want to say here. But for me, I'm a person that I just how I see it. It can be my mother, whosoever. I say how I see it. I call a spade. You went down Liberia. You went on a laissez-passer. Though you have your passport, but because you were going in Liberia with the intent best known to you, you took a laissez-passer. When you got at the airport, they allow you to transit to the airport. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. Samson told LeBron Public, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
This is Stonian. I'm calling from Minnesota.
Thank you very much, man. Thanks for calling. What's on your mind?
Well, I was just calling because it's like Liberia, and it's an ongoing issue. It's being, I don't know how to say, it's like one of those things that, storyline, it will probably take maybe like 20 episodes and like over 50 series or whatever, because Henry Costa is Liberia's problem, and neither is it George Weah's problem. He is his own enemy, He, you came in a country that has nothing, that have been involved with a woman who had been abused and used any kind of way, and you claim to be the prince of will that is going to set her free. You come into the country and pretend to be someone that is going to, that the other people were not doing. We're living in a technology world now. We're no longer in the dark ages. That's one of the things that made it. Everybody, even the villager, got cell phone, and every cell phone is connected to something. Nothing you do will go uncovered, you know. So, you know, he came into this country and decided that he's going to be the prince that is going to set Liberia free, you know, from all the roguish people and all of these things. Number one thing he did was not auditing the previous government to make sure what they did and what they didn't do. But I think I don't think it's a mistake. I think it was a calculated decision he made. It was not a mistake, because I believe it was an agreement that they made. But he's not going to, you know, go through all that, you know. So Henry Costa is not the president's problem. The president was $80 to $100 million rich when he was playing football. Now one day he owned the kind of property that he owns right now. Okay. Now one day he drove the kind of car that he is driving right now. Now one day he had a private jet like what he has right now. Okay. You are in a country where everybody's suffering. You don't even have a public school facility for people to even take that. If you don't have money to educate your children will stay home. You know, because every school right now is private. You got to pay tuition, you know. So you come in and you're missing 16 billion, you know, 25 million, all of those things. You started building the military hospital, you know, all that stuff. We're all excited. But guess what? We are still building it. But Joe, we have finished building all a BB Mato, all a Jamaican resort, all the construction where everything is, all the workers who are living in mud houses that are working for Joe, we are now they're living in $200,000 to $300,000 houses. You're talking about in US dollar. You know, Jeffrey Kochi there, you know, all of these people that didn't have even a cockroach to eat. Now they're eating steak and lobster. While the people who voted him in are passing around, cannot even get simple cough syrup when the children get some kind of sickness, cold or something. They don't even have simple Tylenol to take when they have a headache or some kind of. Come on now, let's be for real. And then this is Costa's problem? No, it is Joe Weah's problem, because he came as the frog, the shining star, as the guy that was supposed to lift Liberia out of what it is in. He was the country boy who knew by the knew. But look at him. For me, from day one, honestly, to be honest with you, from day because he's going to manage $80 million of his own money. There's no way he can manage a whole country money. So, you know, I just feel sorry for those that voted for him and those that really believe in him. Because what you cannot even protect their family living in somebody give you a house. They give you a house. You cannot, the family living, you cannot even pay the rent. Then they give you a house. Require more maintenance than an apartment. You couldn't keep it. So I just feel sorry and pray that the next government that take over, that will even be better than what we are going through right now. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Wow. Folks, this is Samson told. The emotion level on these kind of conversations, they're very high. Samson told, Labron Public Radio, what's your name and where you're calling from?
Mr. Toll, thank you for taking my call. Again, I'd rather not say my name, but I'm calling from Washington, D.C. I wholeheartedly really appreciate your program, and this is my second time tuning in. And I just want to thank the previous caller, and so much appreciate what she's saying. And as I'm listening to her, you know, it just leads me to say that the problem that Liberians are going through is not just Josh Weah's problem; it's Liberia's problem, all of Liberia's problem. And to those of you who prayed and you're listening, please, guys, I just want to say that let us pray for our country. Let's pray for our nation. Let's pray for our president. Let's pray for Mr. Costa, who is being an advocate for a lot of people who cannot speak. But Liberia needs 4 things in a leader. We need someone who can run on principle, operational excellence. We need someone who have love for country to really have operational excellence. We need someone who is really concerned about the public and developing our people. We need someone who really love our country to serve our people. We need someone who really love our country to show results. For the road that they're in. You know, so we need that. Our people have suffered far too long. So I really appreciate the next caller, but the previous caller, and as I listen to her, those are the 4 things, and those are the basic principles of success. And if someone can really lead on those 4 basic principles and think about the future of our country instead of thinking about themselves, which is what most of George Weir people that are around him are doing right now, just thinking about themselves and being greedy and not thinking about the future of our country. Liberia will always be where it's at. So we really need to pray that either George Weir change his behavior or God send us the leader who will really have love of country that could give us those 4 basic things. Because if someone has those things, our country will really turn around. So again, Mr. Tour, I really appreciate you for establishing this platform for all of us Liberians to come together and just share ideas. Hopefully, someone listening would get ideas and change our country. So thank you, my hats off to you, and I really, really appreciate you. I can't wait for the next program to tune in and listen to you.
Thank you.
Great ideas are coming through.
Thank
and
you.
I just hope our people all listen. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Hello? Okay. Folks, like I stated, these are all emotional issues, and our brothers and sisters that are listening, hopefully the government will be able to move these things forward, because there are people that are concerned, and there are some people that just don't sleep. These are difficult time for all of us. So what are you for the government or they against the government or whatever you want to be? These are difficult things for all of us. All of us. So we can't take them lightly. We can't take them lightly. To dismiss these kinds of conversations, then you're not taking life itself serious with respect to Liberia, to be honest with you. So we will do our best here to make sure that people have the opportunity to express themselves. And once again, this is not the place to bash whatever it is that you're trying to do to mess it up. No. And this is not the platform to degrade government officials or government itself, because we also must have empathy or sympathy for the government, because these kinds of work, they're not easy to do. Samson told LeBron Public Radio, what's your name and where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Yeah, this is Samson told LeBron Public Radio. What's your name and where you're calling from? What's on your mind? And you have a noise in the background. Can you try to excuse yourself a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
My name is Ashley. I'm calling from North Dakota.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, make a comment, bro.
Yeah. Thank you for your platform, and I've been following you for a long time.
Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead, make your point.
So, yeah, my point is, we the Liberian people always cry on one person needs. You don't empower today, other people empower. But what I want to tell we the Liberian people, we shouldn't put our blame on the government. Every one of us will live in Asia. We live in America, we live in Europe, we live in a people's country. You don't sitting down, you're working. But the problem about us in our country is we don't realize who the best person. I will put food on the table for somebody. No government can do it to say, we'll feed you. You got to feed yourself. You got to look for. But I listen to other people try to blame just building houses, feeding the country money. When it comes to food, you don't have no proof that this man steal money from the people. You can't just wake up and say something why you don't have proof for it. Because you see the man building the houses for himself. You don't build the houses in different countries. So, our anywhere building the hospital in South Africa. Nobody talk about it. So why would somebody will know who when you come out in the same era. Because we the Liberian people always down those people. That certain people will be in power before Liberia will be alright. But if other person be in power, it's private.
So let me push you. You just made a statement here, and let me push that a little bit.
Yes.
Do you truly believe that the argument that these brothers and sisters from the other side continue to make about the government, do you think it has to do with people saying that certain group of Liberians should not be in power? You think that's what the argument is about?
Yeah, because certain group cannot be in power. And the group are in power, the Liberia can be
Can you be a little bit specific? What group?
Hold on. I come in, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on, I come in. Where you are right now in America, right? Mm-hmm. You're working for yourself.
Right.
Is Donald Trump giving you free money in this country? No. All right. You got to.
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, but let's give me
Yeah, flower living before the year. This man getting power. That's not anyone.
But which group? Let's go back to the group issue. Can you tell me? Can you tell me what group that is in power that not satisfied until they be in power? What group is that?
There's Congo people. The Congo people. The few hand of Congo people in our country.
Let me stop you. I'm not going to take any other call. Hold on 1 minute. I'm not going to take another call. Let me do this here. Just stay with me a minute. I'm not saying your point is wrong, but I think we need to get out of this Concord country business here.
But I said
you can't say that.
When I get out of here, because
but
that's the same people. That's the same people. Okay. That's the same people. They don't want to see the country man. They don't want to.
And I'm gonna have to, because I can't just sit here and allow you to make those kinds of claims, because for me that's something. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you shouldn't. Listen now. Listen. We're not fighting. We're exchanging ideas. Don't get angry. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. Don't get angry. We're exchanging ideas. Okay, I'll be patient. I want you to be patient with me as well. I might be just some stupid person that difficult to catch on. So help me to understand. Now, when you're saying that Congo people and country people, the former vice president of the Republic of Liberia, is from Lofa County. Is that not correct? Are you there?
I know he's from. Yeah, there. He's from Lofa County. Yeah.
Okay. The former Minister of Finance in Ellen government, he's also Manigo man, I believe, from Lofa County as well. Is that not correct?
It's correct.
The former National Security Advisor, Dr. Famler, is a vice man from Cape Mount County. Is that not correct?
It's correct.
So I don't want to name all of the people that so which one of the people now that are the Congo people that are not satisfied until they get in power and they don't want anybody else to get it? Can you name one or two?
All right. I would name one person first.
Okay.
The person they did it to the same way this guy was in power right now. They did it to Samuel Doe. Samuel Doe in power. They bring this, the argument, Samuel Doe not doing this, Samuel Doe not doing this. Where time for honor today? They brought people to get rid of Samuel Doe.
You have not named one person yet. You said you were going to name somebody, so I'm listening.
Okay, Samuel Doe.
Samuel Doe, not Congo man.
Listen, who is president of this country, or the source, or the child of this Liberia story? Samuel Doe and Joshua. Samuel Doe is the fact.
My brother.
And right now, Joshua is in power. Hold on, come in. You say, who is the people? I'm not talking about the deputy, this one. Who somebody here? I'm not talking about the minister there, somebody appointed, they say you made a day. No. I'm talking about the president. I'm talking about the president.
Okay.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
so let me
So
ask
there's
you this.
people-
Okay, let me ask you
Yeah.
let me ask you this. I agree with you. Everything. Let's just suppose everything you're saying is correct. The Congo people want they don't have power. They get mad. They want power anyhow. So what exactly Costa or the Congo people are saying now of George Weah that is not truth? That they for which you claiming to say they're saying these things because they want power. What are some of the things they're saying now that are not truth?
All right. What they're saying right now is, I can remember that I listened to Benina Ure that he said, "Who a road can put food on the table, road can put food or money in your pocket." All right. This guy get in power. That time, anyone in power. All the men were in this country. After Ibura, that's the time. This after Ibura, that's the time. Any or somebody today for us. Any is somebody to build our country for us. Because that time, anyone in power, in 12 years, the money was in this country.
You still have not given me.
Everybody was in
You
that
still
country.
have not given me something they're saying now that is not true of George Weah.
What I'm saying, the Congo people say that because this guy is a countryman, and who is this countryman to be in power? And who is this countryman to control them?
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Everything to bring this down. But let me end my talk.
Go ahead. Finish. Go ahead. Are you there?
All right. So they want to do everything to get God down. But we will tell them is what food is food.
Who is we? Who is we? Who is we?
We the Liberians.
Oh, but the Congo people, they are not Liberians either?
They are Liberian, but they not really love the country people.
I'd love to have you as my guest. We will have fun. My brother, thank you very much. Thank you very much. But first of all, I want to really thank you for not holding back. And those are kinds of reasons why Liberian Public Radio exists, for you to come out here and express your feeling. Whether we agree with it or not, but it's good to express those type of feelings because those are the things that are on your mind. Those are things that you want to talk about. So I really appreciate it, and my heart is off to you to stand your ground. But please don't do anything to change it. Stand your ground. Eventually, you will meet up with somebody that perhaps will have the opportunity to try to convince you. All I ask for you to do is to be respectful to the view of the next person. Don't be quickly to dismiss the view of the other people. But thank you very much. We appreciate it, my brother.
Thank you.
Samson to you still here? You causing me? Folks, sisters. The guy still on the phone. You causing me? I'm from Total, my man. I'm from Cruiserville. Anything I'm from Total. Why you causing me for? Samson told I'm from Public Radio. The trouble we go through when you hosting the. Oh my goodness, this guy's killing me. Go ahead. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
I'm calling from California. My name is Christiana.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Welcome on LeBron Public Radio. I'm also here in Sacramento nowadays. Go ahead, make your point, ma'am.
Oh yeah, I saw your number. I saw your 916 number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to add to what the brother was saying. Sometimes when you call and then, you just make track because you're on the phone. But he was trying to say, you ask the question, who are the Congo people that are doing this? Well, Ellie Johnson Selly. I'm going to call the name.
Okay.
Ellie Johnson Selly is staff seller. And the reason why
just from, I don't mean to interrupt. You will have the whole time to respond and make your point. So please accept me to push back, even as you're calling a name, just so that I don't forget my train of thought here. Remember now, it was Ellen Johnson Sirleaf during the campaign that said that the next government gonna have to be a generational change, referring to Dr. Weir. So why would you put Ellen Johnson in that category now as being someone who would not be certified unless they have power?
Yeah, because he said if people are not in power, then they get angry. And you ask him name who the Congo.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I was trying to clear that light before I go into what I wanted to say.
Okay.
So because you ask who are the Congo people when they're not in power, then things are not better.
Right. Okay.
So Ellie Johnson Sirleaf came. Ellie Johnson Sirleaf came when I was a little girl in Liberia. I remember when Ellie Johnson Sirleaf started running her campaign, that she could do better than any other person who would be president in that country. We gave her the opportunity for 12 unbroken years. She came with Charles Taylor. The problem here is...
Did you say she came with Charles Taylor?
Yeah, Ellie Johnson and Charles Taylor, then they all brought the 1990 war.
Okay.
Ellie Johnson and Charles Taylor, they all brought the 1990 war. Right here when Ellie Johnson was on BBC and said they should level Liberia down to the ground, they were going to build it back.
Okay.
She didn't go on the table to say it. Because
do you know that she have denied that statement? You know that, right?
There's nothing for her to deny.
Okay.
There's nothing for her to deny.
No, I just want to point it out as someone who.
No, there's nothing for her to deny, and the atrocity they caused in Liberia is nothing for them to deny about. She's a rebel. She was part of the rebel group. They Charles Taylor. They called the Congo people. It's like you were asking our brother the question. I was listening to you. Who are these Congo people? It's like the same thing during the slavery in America, where the white people used the black people to kill the black people. The white people used the black people to get in a conflict. Within this country right now, we work in this system here. Well, when you go to work, when the people know you come from Africa, they treat you different than they treat the African Americans here. So a white man, a Caucasian, I don't call them white, a Caucasian at work will give you a person from Africa more credence than a person from here, the black African American. So it's like when you ask that question, who are the Congo people? Yes, they're going to go. So the little man who has no knowledge in the village, get their arms. Yes, the man that in power, keeping the money, he's stealing. Whereby, when they're in power, that's for you. But because the little man in Liberia with little knowledge.
But let me push you. I understand all of the historical facts that you're trying to give us here. That's fine. We're not going to dispute those points. But let me ask you this. Let's speak about things that are happening right now. What exactly? Let's just say most of you comment about Congo people hopefully, and I'm not too sure, but I'll jump to that, and if I'm wrong, please state so. Let's suppose your comment is referring to Costa as being Congo person. Let's just say if that's what it is, then okay, I'll give it to you for that. Okay, that's fine. For argument's sake, okay, you have that. But what exactly the Congo people are saying about Dr. Weir, who is now the country president, that is not true. That's what I want you guys to give me.
Okay, what my thing here is Harry Costa is one of those. Yeka Paluba, who kills people and sit in public and boast about it, who commit a war tragedy.
All right, sister, just let me try one more time. I'm not going to.
There are some people that live here in America.
But let me try one more time, and then if I'm not successful, I'll let you finish your statement without me saying anything. The question that I'm asking is, let's suppose everything you're saying, Yeka Koluba and everybody getting their money and whatever to make the statement, which one of the statements that they're making about the countryman President Dr. Weah that is not truth? That's what I want to understand.
What is not true is that he's stealing the money, that he's making Liberia more hard, that he's making Liberian people to suffer, that he's a criminal, that he's a gay.
Okay.
Those are things that you're accusing him from. I'm going to fill in the gap again. I'm going to fill in the gap again.
Go ahead and finish your statement. I'm not going to ask anymore because that's what I wanted to hear. If you can give me something like that, I'm not going to sit here to say, okay, because I have no way of disclaiming those things with facts, and nobody has been accused in a court of law and found guilty of something to stand here and say, no, it's this way, it's that way. So go ahead and make your point.
Okay. My point I'm making, we Nigerians, we know how to lie. We know how to make up stories.
I'm on Liberian. I can't lie. I'm on Liberian. I can't lie.
We know how to lie.
I can lie small. I can lie small, but I can't lie.
On things that people, sometimes your fellow Nigerians will lie on you for things that you don't even know, that don't even exist. It's just that when that person thinks evil about you, I'm gonna give you a little example of myself. When I first came to the US, my priest in Liberia, every time I call him, he will not pick up my phone. Every time I call him, he will not pick up my phone. I'm giving a little example before I go into my main point. So when my husband arrived, because I came after 1 year, my husband arrived for my children. The day my husband arrived, I called the priest. My husband myself called the priest to tell the priest that he arrived. And the priest said, "Who is this?" I said, he said, "Who Chris?" I said, "Chris Red." He said, "Why are you calling me?" He said, "How could you be that cruel? How could you make your husband to go place to travel and you stay in the house with a white man?" This is something that the rumor has been in Morovia about me and in America. I don't even know what is going on. And my husband and myself were sitting in a room together making this call. We were both astonished. I'm just trying to give you that one example. Okay, that's not important. It's not relevant to what we're talking. But I'm just going to tell you how people make up stories on things that people don't even know about themselves. I'm just going to tell you how dangerous we Liberians can lie on people. Okay. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was president for 12 years, right? She renewed Firestone contract, right? Rubber is coming from Liberia. We got Ghana right beside us there. Well, was to renew that contract, putting big Firestone to build a college in Liberia, to pave the road, to build a hospital, to tell the people, since she's well educated and she's the best person and she know all of this, to tell the people, you guys own this contract for 400 years. Before we renew the contract, these are our demands. We all want to Ghana. Was there any reason that she couldn't do that?
Okay.
The rubber comes to America when the rubber is from Nigeria.
Okay.
When we went to Ghana 1990, when I was a young girl in Morocco, when Jerry Ronald took over for the third time before he became president, Ghanaians were going to Liberia to get milk, to get sugar. And Jerry Ronald told them that this country will be built. Whether you like it or not, the biggest mistake Oprah made that really, if I could get to me to put sentences in here, everybody that worked in that early Johnson Sirleaf government should have been arrested, should have been prosecuted.
For what?
Because they all go to Ghana for treatment on the taxpayer of Nigeria money.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Because I have friends who used to be in that government who
you just told us that we Liberians like to lie on people. Now you get friends now that tell it.
Because I have friends who used to work in early Johnson Sirleaf government. I have friends, I know people in living here who are living in apartments like me that brought money from Liberia and buy houses in America. That still work for that government.
All right. Okay, sister, thank you very much.
But that was a big mistake Oprah made.
Okay.
Arrested them, get account of how they got the money.
Okay.
They still making 25,000, 30,000, and they are the ones that incited people to get on the street and do demonstration.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sister. Like I said, these things are very emotional for all of us. If we engage in each other, let us understand that we're from Liberia, and that if we don't try to temper down the conversation in terms of the heat and stuff, then we're not going to get anywhere. Let us give room to each other so that we'll be able to compromise if it need be.
Before you let me go, if Costa was a person who said he got strength, he educated, he did that, the 1990 war, Liberia has the highest illiteracy rate. The children were impregnated at 12 years old, 13 years old, 14 years old. The war was for 14, 16 years. Those children did not go to school. The children did not go to school. If Costa said he loves Liberia at heart, those are things that he needs to be doing. Getting into the rural area. Carrying food there.
Okay.
There's a big getting people paying him. He's not working in America. He's going to Liberia, causing trouble. Those are the things.
Okay. All right.
Do if you have Liberia at heart.
All right. Okay. Thank you, sister. Like I said, you guys are welcome. Everybody, you're welcome to make your point. Sometime from time.
I live in Sacramento area, so I know you.
So what my name?
Okay, nice accepting my call.
What's my name? What my name now?
I don't have to know your name. I see you around.
do I look handsome or ugly?
You cute.
You're welcome on show anytime.
You see, the stupid thing I made me dress about these people. Like my husband left a quit job in America and went to Liberia. He's making sacrifices. Why he can jump in the street say, I have a PhD, I'm this, I'm that. He's dead, helping the people to educate. He left thousands of dollars jobs. Now, if Costa is really got Liberia heart, nobody.
Okay.
That's what we the Costa when they say he rolling back to America. If it was safe, why he didn't go by his family?
All right. Okay. Thank you very
much.
Thank you very much, my man. Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Bye.
Again, folks, Sam Sinto, Liberian Public Radio. These topics are very emotional, and we engage each other, and sometimes it's a little bit difficult, but we'll do our best. Sam Sinto, Liberian Public Radio. What's your name and where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Yeah. Mr. Tool, how you doing today?
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Go ahead.
Thank you so much for having me, Mr. Tool. I will not go the route with Congo country and stuff like that. I will go the route with system. It's a system that has been in place in Liberia for a very long time, and this system is the one that is giving us problems. The fact that people who come into power, the system expect them to be a certain way and do a certain thing. And if they are not in power with that system, then they try to throw them out. And that's a wrong thing for our country. I heard other callers come here and make assertion like the president without a plane, private jet, he got yacht, and he built houses in 2 months, 47 units before, and all that kind of stuff. It is wrong for our country. I think we should be preaching unity. We should be preaching total involvement in our development, because Liberia is Africa's oldest republic. Liberia needs to be developed. We need to educate our people. We cannot continue to live our life based on deception, gossip, and bringing our fellow Liberians down for things that we have no evidence of.
But let me push you.
Only
Let me push
because
you. Let me push you a little bit on this. You made a good point here about educating each other. How will you then educate somebody who has a habit of saying things that, according to you, saying things that are not true? How do you educate such a person?
Well, you got to be specific when you say educate somebody who's saying things that are not good. So you got to be specific.
No. You
So
you said we Liberians need to educate each other. Correct?
Yes.
And under the same breath, you said we Liberians like to say things about other people that are not true. You stated that, correct?
Sure.
So the question then is, how do we educate? Say, for example, I'm the person that goes around gossiping and saying things that are not true about other people. How do you educate me to come to your level of understanding so that we will move this ball forward? How do you do that?
Beautiful question. Like, we all come on your platform. You have vast knowledge of our country. You, one person, do you know the reason why I follow you? Because before coming to this country, I knew nothing about an organization called Yola. But one day we were talking, and my mom, somebody brought Yola back in Liberia. They brought Yola talk on, and I went and asked my mother. My mother said it was way before. She said Yola is not a good organization. When I came to this country, and you guys started Liberian Public Radio, and one time you went on the station and you gave a story about Liberians assembling in Philadelphia. The sole purpose group came from Georgia, and the group said they came purposely so that they can get rid of Samuel Doe. You said you came from Rhode Island, I think, and some people came from there. There was a guy who opposed that. They wanted to throw him out of the meeting. And the sole purpose was to go and get rid of Doe because they said Doe rigged the election. 3 months after Kuma hit Liberia, what happened? This is a story that came from you. So I came on a journalist and I said, wow, so Yola been having this problem with our country for so long. Now, Mr. Samson Toe is one person who has vast knowledge about our problems in Liberia. People come on your show to make a session that this president has a private jet with men with a lot of knowledge. You know, you have not seen George Weah with a private jet, like only a private jet parked at Ralphie every day of the week or every month of the year. You see his private jet there. You do not see George Weah with a yacht. But people come on your show and make these assertions, and you do not correct them. The parents say, no, you stop the lie. These are not true. At least we got problem in Liberia, the bread and butter issue. But to go to the extent to say the president got a private jet, private yacht, he built 47 units in less than 2 months, which of course is impossible. And you as an engineer, a raw engineer, you know it's impossible to build concrete structure of that magnitude in less than 2 months. Because the picture surfaced when John Weah was just 2 months in office when the opposition posted a picture saying the man built houses and he eating the money and the whole 9 yards. So for you who got a platform that can educate the people is to speak the truth to them and debunk them on the same line. The truth is, Liberia has a problem. The problem is systemic. The problem is our system has been killing us. We need to upgrade our system. We need to be vigilant. We need to be hardworking. We need to be honest. Because we're gonna keep lying, and there will always be another person that will lie on. And when the other person leaves, we'll go and lie on that one because we do not have what they have. And our country will continue to go backwards instead of going forward.
Thank you.
Instead of going forward.
Thank you. But don't leave. Let me just take a few minutes here because I want to clarify something. I think you made a good point. I think those of us that perhaps have this little knowledge about Liberia and what have you need to correct folks sometimes. But here is the thing that I want you to get before you leave. LIBERIA Public Radio is a platform where we come in, for example, on my show, I come in and explain to you, give you my view, my monologue for about an hour, hour and a half. And then I open a line where you will come and make your point. Now, I don't think I should be in a habit of saying things that perhaps are not true, or try to say, no, you can't say that. Because if I start doing that, first thing is, in order for me to disagree with you, in order for me to say, no, this is not true, I have to have authentic proof to show that this, what you're saying is not true. Here is the truth. I need to do that. I'm not going to come and stop you from making your point based on my own speculations. To say my speculation is better than your speculation, then I think we're not going to get anywhere. Now, it is the people who are being accused on my platform. It is their job. If I contact them, not that we don't contact the government, we contact people to come and clarify some of these positions. They don't come on. So I'm not here to defend the people. I'm not here to take their side or whatever. I give you what I give you. You come and make your point. Liberians all over are listening. And in fact, there will be some people when you call and start making points that are not, they will come and say you're lying. But it's not my position to disagree with you or to say, no, you can't say this and you can't say that. With all my engineering experience and what have you, I have no right to say, look, as an engineer, you can build a house in 2-3 months. I can't say that, even if it is true from my perspective. However, you can build a structure of that magnitude in less than 3 months. As an engineer, you can do so. But I'm not going to go into the process and what have you. But I just want to point this out. But thank for not holding back on me. And those are things that I really like, for people to point out my flaw or whatever thing they have. And then if I try to answer, if it's not true, if I'm wrong, I will say so. If I'm not correct in my pronouncement, I will say so, because I'm not old enough or big enough to take criticism. So thank you very much for putting that on. We appreciate it.
Mr. To,
yes.
Mr. To, before you let me go, I think one of the purpose of journalism is to disseminate information, education, and entertainment. So information should be factual, education should be factual,
exactly.
Entertainment should be entertainment.
Right.
So if somebody comes on the show,
yes,
and say that America revolves around the sun, you be a journalist, you being a journalist, you telling that's not true.
Yes.
Because America does not revolve around the sun. And educate them. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I understand that. I understand that. But here's what I want you to take now. Here's what I want you to take out of this as well. Let's go back to George Weah houses. Somebody say he built houses. The only thing as a journalist that I can do with those kinds of accusations, I need to contact someone who is working with George Weah who can provide clarity. Not me. I don't have to provide the clarity if I don't have it. If I have it, for example, you come out here and make statement about Costa say he's going to kill people, and I know I have a video here where Costa explaining, or what I know he has explained, I will tell you no, because I have something here. When you attack my credibility when it comes to denying you that position, I can come and show you. But if I don't have anything, any evidence whatsoever, the best I can do is to contact those who have the information to clarify your position or your accusation. And we have done so many times. The people don't respond. So there's nothing I can do to say that I must do this in order for me to educate people. We ask the government to help educate the folks. They don't do that. And this is why people, this is why when you, I know you heard me saying the phrase before, Costa will continue to eat their lunch, because they refuse to come out and make clarification on many things. So, my brother, but thank you very much for bringing that out. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Samson told LIBERIA Public folks, I've been out here for quite a while now, so let me do this so I can get out of here as quickly as possible. We want to thank all of you again this morning. Oh, did I say morning already? Oh my goodness, I wish I was morning time. Morning time will be at work. But anyway, no, this evening, folks, Samson told LIBERIA Public, I want to thank all of you that call in, make your contribution, and this will be the last caller. Samson told LIBERIA Public, you will be my last caller. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Yeah. This is Atura Loki. from Kentucky.
Thank you for calling, man. We appreciate it. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
Okay. What is on my mind here tonight is about this issue about Costa that we all, discussing every day until we can come out to one understanding. Okay. Something that I want to bring to our mind tonight is that I think we as Nigerians, the situation that we are going through into our country, number one, we just have to pray to God that God will intervene. Because for one fact, that if we try to look at people ethnicity, it is nothing about who comes from Totota, who comes from Bijota, or who comes from Douala. This is just all about the country, the well-being of our country, like how our neighboring countries are. This is what we are running after one goal. So we have to stop telling people this one is from this one is from that. If we are talking about Osa is or Kokabo, and that we all know he is a better man, as he said it, and we know that he is a Liberian. And he should, once he is a Liberian, I believe that he belongs to a tribe from Liberia. Okay. So if you are from a boy, if somebody say, the native boy, which is our brother that is in power now, what is the difference that this native boy is making? From the Congo boys that been shooting up to the time that this native boy is in power. There's no difference. There is no difference at all. So what is something for us to be looking at native in Congo? Let us stop that and look at what we're supposed to do. Everyone Acosta is stressing on here about this government is actually true. I don't just say things or just listen to him and say things. But everything is being on the social, it's on the media. If you go on YouTube, if you go on the comment, you want to know everything that is happening and every information that Acosta is giving about this president. Everything is valid and true. So by no means you can come out and say, he just said it because he was Congo ball and he tried to kick the native ball out. Let us stop that discussion. Let us desist from that attitude and face the fact.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much, folks. I'm sneezing everywhere already.
You're welcome.
I'm very. Thank you, madam. Thank you very much for your contribution.
You're welcome.
So this will be
welcome.
Yeah, that will be my last call, and we're not taking call anymore. I'm sneezing all over this place here. I need to go. I need to go and go later and get ready for work in the morning. Samson to LeBron Pub Radio. I want to thank all of you for your contribution this evening. It's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful show. We will say good night to all of you. Please, before we go, I want to say something here very quickly. The two subject matter that I brought up here tonight. Okay, two subject matter that I brought up here tonight. One was Honorable Youngblood, her statement, and I thought perhaps it was something that was done in the heat of the moment because she has been away from family and friends and supporters for such a long time. When they gathered together, they emotional took over, and a statement was made. I hope, and I've asked because that does not match her character. So I asked if she can rephrase. And then the other subject was on Custer. Custer is now being pushed, my word, being pushed towards the godly people. Custer is now coming with these issues of engaging the government from the godly perspective. In other words, he's bringing along not just people who are not getting paid, people not just talking about the money issue, but now he's bringing people of prayer line group to pray for the country, to pray for Costa, and how wonderful prayer would do, and what a wonderful thing prayer would do, and what have you. So all of those things are coming out. My position is the government need to how to diffuse the situation with Costa immediately, especially now that CDC is going to be having a retreat. That particular issue should be discussed and find means to diffuse this thing so that they will focus, the government will focus itself on what is needed to deliver what exactly they said they want to deliver for us. And those are the two stuff that I have here tonight. And I think people respond effectively, and I appreciate it. He has highlighted, and I want to thank you for LIBERIA Public Radio and continue to be the intellect as you are. So we want to thank you very much, and we continue. Let us continue to pray for one another and continue to challenge each other to find a way forward. How do we get here, first of all? And we know that how do we get out of here as a unit, not fragmented group, but as a unit, Liberian, and move this country forward for the next generation. Thank you very much. Tomorrow, tune into Mr. Soul Show, where he will bring you some wonderful, wonderful issues and things happening in Baiko. And I also I saw here on Facebook some of the corresponding, LPR corresponding in Liberia, Manga, and other places. We want to thank all of you guys for watching. Thank you very much, and I'll say good night to all of you. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. Good night, folks.
Tade Tuma, Tade Jean, Bella Gorjuna, no Gorjuna, Araya Gondena Wela, no Gorjuna, no more Quiso Juna, no more Dewe Juna, no Museko, oh no, Ebe Nyoe, ah no, Ebe Nyoe, and the Sylvie. Tade Tuma, Tade Jean.